Hello internet world, thank you for tuning into this video. In this episode we're going to discuss three things. Why Vegeta always holds his left arm when he's injured, why Goku stretches his right leg before a battle, and how is it that Yamcha got those scars on his face. If you notice in a lot of the episodes when Vegeta is injured, when he is wounded, he always reaches and holds that left arm. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I saw it on a channel called Blackscape. If you want to go to that channel and he'll talk more about it. Basically, I just don't like to take other people's credit and say that I found it. But basically, I noticed, and many people noticed, that Vegeta is always holding that left arm of his when he's injured. And doing some study and finding out, found out that there is such a medical term on why a person would always be holding a certain arm or leg called chronic wound. Basically, it's a wound that never fully healed. It never fully healed and it flares up. So, most likely, Vegeta got this wound back in his youth, maybe his teenage years, childhood, and it's a wound that never fully healed. And when he fights and he's beaten up really badly, that wound suddenly flares up. Now I know what you're saying. Like, why wouldn't senzu beans work? I believe the reason senzu beans don't work on this is because it makes a person's health, energy go back to normal. You take a senzu bean, all of a sudden you're back to normal. That's what senzu beans do. You're fighting and you're beaten up, your power level is low, you're weak, you can't barely stand, you take a senzu bean, all of a sudden you feel back to normal. Doesn't exactly heal the wounds, it just makes you go back to normal where you can now fight again. So when Vegeta takes the senzu beans, it's not as though the senzu beans is healing his wounds, it's just making him feel back to maximum power where he can now fight again. However, that wound that he has that he got a long time ago is still there. Now you may ask as well, hasn't Vegeta came back to life? Wouldn't Vegeta have a new body so the wound wouldn't be there anymore? This is stated in that channel Blackscape. Basically, the dragon only brings back the body that died. When Frieza got destroyed by Trunks, the dragon only brought back Frieza on how he was before he died. So a dragon brings back the body before you die. Frieza died when Trunks blasted him, but the dragon brought back Frieza's body before he died, and that was when Trunks sliced him up in many pieces. Now just know that this is just a theory, but honestly it's the best theory that makes sense. Now, let's move on to Goku. Now, Goku, every time he's about to fight, he always stretches, and he always stretches, I believe it's the right leg. He always does a stretch before a fight. I remember when he was about to fight Frieza, he was stretching. I think he even started stretching before he fought Raditz. Not sure about Vegeta, but there's many times in the Dragon Ball series where he's about to fight and he does a quick stretch with that leg. Now, most likely it's because that is his bad leg. Somewhere in the series he got hurt with that leg, and he still can fight with it, it's still fine, but it's not his strong leg, it's kind of more of his weak leg where he always has to stretch it before going into battle. Now I always wondered, if he got hurt somewhere in the series with that leg, when did it happen? Where in the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, did he ever get hit in the leg? And actually this wasn't too hard to find. It's the first episode of Dragon Ball. Bulma comes and hits him right on that leg. Because he's a Saiyan, because he's not an Earthling, and I believe at this time his power level was at 50, so he wasn't strong, he wasn't how he is now, but he was strong enough where he can survive the hit and get back up. However, that hit probably made that leg his weak leg from now on, where now when he stretches, he always has to stretch that leg, because the very first episode, when Bulma's coming up the road, she hits him, and she hits him right on that leg. And honestly, this may not be the best answer, I don't know, but when I was watching and I saw that Bulma hit him on that leg, and ever since he has to stretch that leg, it makes sense on that being his weak leg, where before battle he has to make sure that that leg is stretched out and his whole body is ready and he's ready for the fight. But that leg, he kind of has to do extra work on it, stretch it before going into battle to make sure that it won't give out after being hit by Bulma's car. And now we move on to theory number 3. How Yamcha got those scars on his face. It's because Yamcha's a wuss, that's how. Thank you everybody, I hope this video was good, I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please subscribe. You never know what happens on this channel. We do funny stuff, like making fun of Pokemon Go, Legend of Zelda, to videos just like this. Never know what's going to be posted on this channel. It's going to be fun, it's always funny, or it's educational like this. If you like, please subscribe. And I'll see you again.